what I should be doing.
As soon as I saw it, I wanted it.
But the reality is often a nightmare.
We're up a certain creek without a paddle.
It's not easy.
I'm Alex Polizzi, a small business owner myself.
When you've got a small business, you have no free time and you have no spare cash.
This year, I'm trying to find fixes to the big issues that make thousands of firms go bust.
You should be thinking on your feet.
Oh, come on, we didn't have long to prepare.
No more excuses.
With almost 1 in 3 failing in the first 3 years,
We've had losses of between 10 and 20 grand a month.
small businesses face massive challenges.
If we don't make those payments, the house goes.
Home truths,
You should not be in business.
All I have heard about is you bitching and moaning.
I don't do it anymore.
and hard times lie ahead.
If we start out.
But if these companies succeed,
What you've done help has made a massive difference.
then Britain will boom. This time,
I hate your shop window.
can I help a struggling high street shop
Outstanding invoices, 1,500, 1,300.
take on the out-of-town superstore?
You clearly cannot market your shop properly, which is why it's turned to...
As a champion of small businesses, I refuse to say the high street is dead. Due to our changing demographic, shoppers are returning to high streets. But the out-of-town retail parks continue to offer fierce competition for the small high street business. The only way for them to survive is to offer something different.
An inordinate amount has been written and spoken about the death of the high street, and I have no desire to add my voice to that lament. What is clear is that not all high streets are created equal. I'm on my way to Wimbledon High Street, which is one of the lucky ones. Full shops, lots of passing trade.
Here, national brands sit side by side with the small independents, which provide stiff competition. It's dog eat dog. Get your offering wrong and you could be swimming with the fishes. Like Pet Shop, Creature Company. Three years ago, Seb Latour fulfilled his lifelong dream of buying his very own pet shop.
I grew up around animals. I used to work in pet shops at the weekends. And from then on, I've always wanted to own my own pet shop. She's been handled a lot, so she's quite used to being handled. This is something we don't have in France anymore. They've slowly been closing down one after the other. So this is the only place I could actually have my own little pet shop.
Seb's invested his life savings hoping to make his dream a reality.
Everything I have is tied up in it. I bought 20 grand from my family. I bought 25 grand from the bank. So I need to make it work so I can actually repay those people.
But despite his passion to succeed, in the first year the shop lost nearly £30,000.
It's a day-to-day struggle, and we don't know where the money is going to come to pay the next bill. And we've got a pile of bills just piling up at the back. Despite how hard we work, how much hours we put in, we're still not making any money. We're still not able to pay ourselves.
Seb lives with his partner Carl, who helps out in the shop on an informal basis whenever he can. Things are far from cute and fluffy at home.
I don't get the respect that I want. I don't get the money that I want.
And in business, they rarely see eye to eye.
He hasn't got a clue. And his management skills are rubbish.
With the Creature Company losing so much money, it can't afford to pay Seb and Carl a penny for all their hard work. And if things weren't bad enough, a year ago disaster struck when a pet superstore opened up a mile down the road.
When I took over, I think my business plan was right, but I didn't foresee the opening of a new pet superstore next to us. It just hit us quite hard, and we've not been able to come back from that yet.
What was already a difficult challenge for Seb has turned into a near impossible nightmare.
There's been time when I thought I had enough, but I just snap out of it and think, this is what I wanted to do, this is my dream, I just need to make it work.
Sebastien doesn't know what direction to push the business in. I just think he's kind of lost now.
This business means everything to me. It's the only thing I own. I don't have a house, I don't have a car. This is my passion. If it does fail, it'd be not only the death of my dream, it'd also be the feeling that I've failed in something that I've always wanted to do. It'd be the feeling that I couldn't make a difference in this shop that I really thought I could do.
I've got my work cut out here. 3 months to help Seb and his high street dream compete with the might of the large retailers. Will he ever turn a profit from our country's passion for pets?
I'm a bit scared that Alex is gonna tell me off mostly, really, because it's predominantly my business, and I'm scared she's gonna tell me that I've done something wrong, that I don't know what I'm doing.
So then she's here to give you that criticism, because I think you need it anyway, because you don't listen to me. A lot of the things that have happened here, the things that haven't gone so well, is your fault.
Slightly unprepossessing exterior. The colour doesn't thrill me. All this is a bit Blue Peter. It doesn't look professional, it isn't tempting. It's not saying come and buy your pet here, frankly. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm Alex.
Nice to meet you, Alex. I'm Carl.
Very nice to meet you too. Hi.
Sebastien.
Sebastien.
Sebastien, lovely to meet you. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Great. So, regular day at the pet shop?
So far, yeah, very quiet.
Can I go and have a look around on my
Please,
own?
yes.
Sure.
Yeah?
No problem.
Wander
Go
around.
ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you.
The pet industry is booming, growing 12% in 2012. Nearly half of Britain's population share their homes with a pet and spend £4 billion a year on their furry friends. But around 50% of pet care spend is in the large superstores and supermarkets.
I must say, if I had a hamster, I would want a hamster potty. They've thought of everything. Ooh, look. This says male Syrian hamster. Do you think that's referring to one of these? Who knows? And if it is, what are these? What's that? Little furry ball of something. Yeah, there's just no information, which is weird. More fish products, but then oddly onto grooming, and then onto pet food for cats. Why is the grooming products and the cat food not with the cat toys? Doesn't make sense to me at all. I know that it was Sebastien's idea to set up a grooming parlour, and this is what remains of that concept. He spent quite a lot of money putting in the plumbing and all the necessaries, but this now seems to become a general dumping ground. Sebastien's had a lot of ideas and thought of a lot of ways that the business might diversify. However, none of them has quite had the effect that he wanted them to, and I think probably what it's done is fritter his energies and dissipate his income. So, I've had quite a good look around.
Okay.
Has the shop kind of ended up being organised like this in a planned manner, or is...
It is, yes, it is.
Because it seems a bit random to me.
We've got mixed views on it. I often come in and find things have moved to different places that, for me, they don't make sense.
I think you've got a big problem with layout. I think it's not very well rationalised. Your signage is terrible. Over there, you've got SA bottles, bowls.
Yeah, small animals.
Yeah, except there aren't any bottles and bowls there. They're all on the other shelf on this side.
True.
I mean, what it gives is a rather haphazard impression.
Okay.
Yeah? There's nothing in your shop window that tempts you in. I hate your shop window.
So do I. Very good.
I mean, I'm not overstating the matter when I say I hate it. I mean, it's so amateur, and it's so uninviting and unappealing, and it gives nothing about the soul and character of the place. Gives no reason for anyone to come in.
I'm already beginning to see where the boys are going wrong. As I don't have a pet, to get a true customer's opinion, I've invited some pet owners along to see what they think.
Hello.
Do you use the pet superstores in the area?
Yes, I think we'll both use pets at home, actually. It's the main one to go to.
And is that because they deliver, or because...
It's very easy to park, and they have a big wide range of food and toys and everything.
Would there be anything that could tempt you into a local pet shop?
I would actually probably come in here if they groomed dogs as well, because I need to get her groomed once every 6 weeks. But if they don't groom her, then there's no point in me having to park and then coming in here.
No. Have you been in here before?
No.
Has it just never crossed your consciousness, or have you passed by and thought...
I know the shop's been here for a long time, but to be honest, I look at the window and I don't really want to come in.
What did you think overall about the way the shop is laid out and the way that the products are shown on the shelves?
It looks a little bit of a mess because it's quite hard to find the brands. There's you know, 2 of one brand and then 2 of another, and then it's quite hard to find things. Yeah, I think it needs to be more obvious.
The food and the toys could be together, at least. So if you're coming in with a dog, everything's in one place.
I don't like going to the large out of the town stores, but I do because it's easy. So I really need to be persuaded to come to the high street and go here.
We're trying.
My first impressions of Fridge Company are that Sebastien and Carl are lovely. They're passionate about what they do. They're passionate about animals. They really want this to work, and God knows they're young enough to be able to have enough enthusiasm to turn it around. Hopefully I can help them. You think you're a bit disheartened? Do you think you've just gone, oh, to hell with it? Actually, this is kind of, can I be bothered?
A little bit, because there's so many things that we need to do, so many changes that we've been trying to make and adjustments. We've kind of just thought, that's not working at the moment, and we've put it aside and tried something else in another place.
Are you an easy boss or a tough boss?
I think I'm an easy boss.
That's not a good answer. That's the wrong answer.
I'm not.
Bosses have to be the ones who give direction. And that doesn't mean you have to be a bitch, darling. You know, it's about order, and it's about precision, and it's about business practices. And maybe that's something we have to work on too. At the moment, you are sacrificing everything to keep this place going.
Yeah.
And I think that what isn't coming over clearly enough is how much you care about this place, that you're prepared to do that. You know, somehow we need to make sure that everyone who comes in here realises just how interested you are and how passionate you are about animals, and why you're here, that this isn't just a job, that this is a fulfilment of a dream, and you don't want to let it go. I'm glad that you're young and energetic. I'm going to need your energy. And I hope you've got enough of it. You've had a few kind of tough years here, and you've given a lot, so I hope there's still enough in the tank for this push. Do you think there is?
There is. Obviously, it's what I want. I want to make it work. It's just...
I know, it's killing, isn't it?
It is, because we work so hard to achieve what we have achieved, and it's still not enough, and it's still...
I know, but you know what, darling? When you... Running a business demands such different skills from anything that is innate. They're all learnt skills. Because you can be born with customer service, you know, you can be charming. People are born charming, or people are born good at maths. But running a business, running staff, making sure that the profit and loss, that the cash flow is okay, those are not things that they teach us in school. And, you know, there are a lot of mistakes one makes along the way. I think the reason you asked me in, you know, you need someone to tell you, okay, you've done this wrong, let's try this, and this is why that will work and not this. And, you know, I know nothing about animals, but I know about business. You know about animals, and you don't know enough about business. Hopefully it'll be a good
Good
Matt.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not wasted time of what you've spent already here. It's just a process of trial and error that will help us make the right decisions going forward. Because you've already tried so many things that we know don't work.
Yeah.
You know, the things that we're going to do next will.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So don't be downhearted.
Okay.
Yeah? All right. I'm going to go home, sleep on the next step, and we will start tackling the problems tomorrow.
Seb's plan to diversify by adding services like grooming would give his shop a USP to help attract customers. But with a shop this shambolic, it's far too early to diversify. First things first, I need to tackle Seb's disorganised shelving and stock. The big retail stores will always be able to stock and display a much larger range of products than your average high street independent. And to ensure every centimetre of shelf space is returning maximum profit, they use a tried and tested technique called shelf optimisation. Something I think small high street shops could learn from. Hi.
Hello.
I've got a good day for us planned today. I'd like to see how much shelf space you're using for each product and how much that shelf space is making back for you in financial terms.
So let's work out the length of one of those. 80 centimetres.
To do this, we need to work out how much shelf space each product category occupies. Then using the sales figures, we can work out how profitable it is compared to the amount of space it takes up in the shop.
Toys, you're making £1,400 per linear metre of food shelving. 391 on toys, 940 on collars. So actually collars are a better earner than toys, which is already interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what we're saying is, if it comes out that per linear metre your dog sales are higher, it shows that you should get more dog products.
Well, if we've got
Do you see what I mean?
10 shape of bird stuff and we make on average very little, we should reduce it and condense
Even
it
more.
into...
Once the boys have calculated how much shelf space each category should occupy to return maximum profits, it will help us reorganise the layout of the shop. And that's my next task.
Hi, Carl.
Hi, Alex. Hi.
To help me do this, I'm calling in retail design guru Carl McKeever.
High Street. It's not a terrible high street, is it? It's pretty good considering.
Absolutely, yeah. The store itself is in a good place. You know, there's some good competitive businesses that should drive footfall to the high street.
Not any empty shops immediately next to the pet shop, which is always a good sign.
Yes.
And there's always people coming up and down.
In fact, Wimbledon High Street attracts over 10 million shoppers a year, so there's no shortage of potential customers. But Seb's doing little to attract them in.
Isn't that the worst window that you've seen in a long
dreadful.
time?
Yeah, and I think the first impression is the one that should count. It just really looks totally unloved. And I think the thing with a pet shop is you almost want to feel a sense of care. This feels like a business that's in terminal decline.
Let's go in.
Carl has spent over 20 years recreating visual merchandising for brands such as Harley-Davidson, John Lewis and Disney. He knows more than most the power of product displays and how they can affect consumers' purchasing decisions.
Product presentation and layout is really essential to give the customer a clear and easy shopping experience. A badly laid out store will affect sales, but one with really impactful presentation will sell much more, because if you put combinations together, if you give customers good ideas, quite simply they'll put more in their basket.
I'm really hoping that you'll make a huge difference in the look of the shop. It will be painful because it will be a big reorganisation again. But, you know, you can't make an omelette.
It's about to happen anyway.
I know, you can't make an omelette without breaking some eggs. You know, for a high street shop to survive, it's got to become a destination. And that's what I've got to make sure that you become.
Okay.
So, give us some first impressions.
I think overall my biggest impression is it's a really miserable and dreary space you've created. What we need to do is give the shop a personality. We need to give it a design theme. We need to give it some inspiration. And then it will really allow these great products to really stand out in their own right.
Does that all make sense so far?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
how to do it.
I understand that. Now, off you go now. My job here is done.
Seb's competition in the area is greater than ever. There are 2 pet superstores close by, and even TK Maxx opposite has started grabbing a slice of the £770 million we spend each year on pet accessories. And there's added pressure from the high street mini markets selling pet foods. However, our shopping habits are beginning to change, and it's good news for the high street. Although families still tend to big shop out of town, they do so less often and top up more from their local high street. Our population is aging, and older people like to shop close by. There's also a sharp rise in single households buying little and often. Small businesses like Seb's still need to compete, and this means offering a more boutique, personal service. I've gathered the boys and staff members Mel and John to figure out what makes Creature Company different. Let's put a superstore on one end and you on the other.
Yeah.
Now, we know that there are things that you're never going to be able to compete on.
Yeah.
So we have to think of the other end of the scale. You know, what is it that would make someone want to come here?
We're all qualified and we know what you're talking about.
Qualified in animal care. What else?
I think we're also friendly and personable. You can come actually speak with us.
But all shops will be trying to do that. So it must be about you guys and your personalities, your individualism.
Being a small shop, you get to know your customers, you know what pet they have, you can follow them through their lives.
I love that. So what we've got to do is somehow create an air of excitement about the place using these things. Because I think what you're trying to do is not to be corporate. You know, you enjoy this, this is a passion. I think that's something we want to put in.
Yeah.
The animals is your passion.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, that is something that is completely missing. I mean, I don't think that that is evident, either from your window or from how you present yourselves. Let's try and inject that individuality, that passion into everything you do and every way you present yourselves.
I think one's real Mel, I think.
No, that'd be yours.
That's not mine.
Creature Company has knowledgeable, friendly staff with a passion for pets, and that's exactly what we need to shout about.
Can I write it might look funny, but I own a bunny?
I've asked them to design T-shirts to wear in the shop to express their animal knowledge and approachable personalities.
Shall I draw a bunny?
Draw bunny ears at least.
I want people to come in here and realise that this is the very opposite to a pet superstore. You're going to know the members of staff here, you're going to know their names. It's going to be very familiar and fun. What have you got for me? There's something fishy about me. I love it. I love that.
And at the back there, they told me I should like that.
Captain Seb. I like that, darling. I really like it. I might look funny, but I own a bunny. Oh, darling, that's lovely. And the picture, too.
I know.
You're so artistic. So it says, hi, I'm Mel. I'm the bird nerd.
I need wings on the back, and he needs a bunny tail.
I'd love to add a bunny tail to yours, may I? And definitely wings. Hi, I'm John. The things I like hang low and need warming up first.
But if you turn around...
Turn around.
It's reptiles.
Reptiles, by the way. The lackey. John the lackey. I have to say John the lackey.
John the lackey.
Yes? Good. Of course, these are just examples. I want to get them done properly. But I think we have to make the most of your differences from other bigger stores rather than to try and diminish them in people's minds. We've got to make this very individual. We've got to make this very personal. It's a good thing to stand out from the crowd. Yeah?
Yeah, great, yeah. Good idea.
Good idea?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What do you want to do?
Well, I don't know. I'm not even sure where to start.
Christmas decks. Let's get rid of those.
Well, no, you need them next Christmas.
In an attempt to instill some order into the way Seb runs Creature Company, I've asked him and Carl to clear out the back office.
And that doesn't work.
Does it not? Have you checked it?
It doesn't work, hence why it's in there.
No, it's just...
Carl puts a lot of spare hours into the business, which is admirable. But the way Seb manages the shop and staff leaves Carl frustrated.
There isn't a structure to most things. We haven't got a structure for the rotors, that's one problem. I feel that management is a big part of the problem. Seb is a bit of a pushover. When it comes to a lot of things, he is. Decide between yourselves what you want to work. You give them a rotor, and they do what they want with it, basically.
Well, yeah, I think if someone needs to swap a shift, it's not the end of the world, is it?
Carl has his own ideas on how Creature Company should be run. But lately, his over-enthusiastic approach has ruffled feathers with employees John and Mel, leading to a bad atmosphere.
He's basically decided he wants to come on board and he wants to help out more, which is great in a way. But you know, when you get things like I'm dating the boss, I can do what I want when I want, it's just getting a bit silly, really.
There are a few problems with me and staff, and quite often it can be just disagreements and things like that fly over. But it does sometimes flare up.
A few days ago, Carl giving orders led to a fallout.
Whilst me and John were working at the shop the other day, Carl came in and we had a situation in the shop. Voices started getting elevated. I had to ask Carl several times to please stop. And obviously Sebastien, the owner, wasn't here, and we'd have preferred to have had him here. I got very upset, John got very upset, and I had to go and phone Sebastien to try and get Carl on the phone to calm him down.
Following the argument, Mel has not turned up to work. And now Seb has even more on his plate.
They don't want to work with Carl. They're saying that Carl has no say in the business, and they're doing everything as it should be done. Carl is saying they're not doing it. I'm put in a situation where they tell me it's either Carl or us. So they're asking me to choose something I can't choose. It's just... We'll find a way, because we have to work together. We all have to work together. Or not.
Not having clearly defined roles is a common problem with any business and can easily lead to confusion and resentment among employees.
Mel and John kind of said that you didn't really work here and why should they listen to you and this, that and the other, and I think that needs to be kind of scotched going forward, because you're a partnership.
Yeah.
I think, you know, really we want everybody to sign up to the new way, to a new way of working, don't we?
Yeah.
And we want it to be super professional from now on, and that everyone really knows what's what and who's who, and to clarify what your role is and what you're doing here. And then I think, you know, you are gonna have to be a lot tougher.
Yeah.
And you know.
I know that. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah.
And maybe and hopefully also it will mean if he can be tough, you don't have to be so tough.
Absolutely.
Don't you think?
That's the thing, yeah.
Because I think you're compensating for the fact that you think he's not being, you know, so you're going in all guns blazing, which is anyway your character. Yeah. I mean, you know, call a spade or what.
But what Carl really wants is a more formal role and a bigger say in how Creature Company is run.
I'm always cleaning up the crap, whilst you're up out the back in la-di-da world.
You're doing all the paperwork in the office stuff.
Yeah.
You want to be more involved in what's going on? Fine.
Of course I want to be more involved. I'm not saying, hey, I'm the genius. I'm not Alex Polizzi. Do you know what I mean? But there are things that I don't agree with, and I think if you had listened to them...
An example?
The marketing. I tried to help with that, but I just got blown out. You kept pushing me away. Every time I come up with ideas, you said, no, that's not going to work. No, that's not going to work.
Right, I do have an actual degree in marketing.
You might have a degree, but you clearly cannot market your shop properly, which is why it's turned to... sorry, it's turned even... Do you know what I mean? stop bragging about things and accept the problems that we've got. Because
I'm not
without
bragging, I'm just saying.
accepting these problems, we're not going to be able to move on. We've got to make changes, and that is one of them. That's all I'm saying.
I know. And I was saying, I don't know what I'm saying.
Defining roles and responsibilities is essential in any business. For Seb, establishing the boundaries between his staff and his relationship has always been very difficult. But it's something he must get right for the sake of his business. Over the next few days, despite Seb's efforts to resolve the staff situation, things prove extremely tense.
I don't think, like I said, after the way I was spoken to, I don't think I could work with Carl. But I don't think Seb would have it any other way either. I think he really wants Carl to be in the business, so catch-22, there's not much wiggle room at the moment.
A few days later, John and Mel leave Creature Company. Seb and Carl are now working day and night to keep the shop open for business. It's a dire situation which puts even greater pressure on getting this business fixed. Right now, things for Seb couldn't be much worse. For many businesses facing tough competition, diversification can be a means to survival. Just along the high street from Creature Company is photographic chain Snappy Snaps. When digital cameras led to a decline in developing photos, they were quick to act, broadening their services and offering personalised artwork and gifts. With shoe repairs falling 90% since the mid-60s, High Street cobbler Timpson diversified with a key-cutting service. Today they offer engraving, watch repairs, dry cleaning, mobile phone repairs, and have even broken into the pet accessory market. No high street business can rest on its laurels. While I wait for Carl to return with his fresh designs for a new look shop, I want to investigate the idea of diversifying Seb's business. He's already had a half-hearted attempt.
So this is the grooming area. It's not finished because we don't have the money to finish it, so we can't start having people, but we need the people to be here to actually have the money to finish it. So it's catch-21 really. It's 22, catch-22.
I do want to help Seb fulfill his plan to diversify. The added revenue could prove to be a lifeline for his business. But before he can start offering services, he needs to learn the importance of getting the basic product offering right.
Sebastian, I brought you to Covent Garden because I want to visit the Primrose Bakery. I know it's a business that's very different from yours, but the owner, Martha, developed the whole successful business from one core product, which is her cupcake.
Okay.
And she did it very slowly and built very organically, and I'm hoping that there'll be some lessons in talking to her that you'll be able to take home and apply to your business.
Okay.
Primrose Bakery now has 2 busy shops, but Martha spent 2 years selling cakes from home, during which time she nailed her product, even gaining Selfridges as a client.
Come on in. Martha, hi.
Hi.
Sebastian, this is Martha.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And opened this wonderful bakery. Where did you start? What was your very first?
The very first cakes were chocolate and vanilla, if you would like to try one.
Absolutely. Unless it's against your religion, darling. I think we should make the effort. Come on.
We started just literally making chocolate and vanilla cupcakes and got that right. You know, it's hard work, as I'm sure you well know. You know, you have to be dedicated and want to do it, but to just keep consistent and really, really build up that core product and the customers, and then from that go on to the next step. 2 years on, when we opened our first shop, we tried to slowly build in other products and cakes and flavours and other bits and pieces that all were part of our same brand and that worked really well with the cakes.
So, will you take us downstairs?
Yes, of course.
I would love to see what you've added onto your core line and how you've added so much value to your business.
Yes, definitely.
Martha's downstairs kitchen is the equivalent to Seb's backroom grooming parlour, a space with the potential to earn extra cash. Is this where you teach people? People can do cupcake courses?
Yes.
And we have people that come from all over the world just to do the classes.
Again, we started it slowly to see how it would work, and it's worked really well, and it's growing in popularity. It adds to the whole idea of a local neighbourhood business, because it's just about, you know, getting to know your customers and hoping then for repeat customers.
That's great, thank you. Diversification is proving successful for Martha, and Seb dreams of doing the same. Once we've sorted his core proposition, we can start turning his dream into a reality. And the first big step is deciding on a look for the store. Carl is back with some ideas.
We need to help you guys come up with a personality for the shop. And even if we don't choose one of these as the interior look, it might give us some ideas to really bring your shop and your products to life and give you the opportunity to, you know, really stand out on the high street with a great look and feel.
Okay, cool.
Carl is presenting 4 totally different themes: natural woodland, smart cafe lounge, playful kitsch, and his wild card, a leather and lace gothic theme.
It's really important for small independent high street businesses to have great wow factor because they need to stand out. And whereas the big corporate chains can use their buying power and muscle to really get sales, what the smaller business has got to do is to add personality and character that will really create something unique.
As you can see, they're purposefully very different, so that it forces you to challenge what exactly you want this place to be.
I think my 2 favourite are the kitsch and the eco-rustic nature. Okay.
But then that's pretty much, like you said, it's just a bit more than what we have now, and it's...
I think it's just a bit more middle of the road.
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose.
I'd like to think of you guys as being the place that people look up on the internet and then come into Wimbledon Village, especially to come to.
Yeah.
To have that kind of pulling power.
I think with the smart and gothic, I think they could be almost offensive to the opposite end.
Yes, I can see that some of the Wimbledon matrons might find it a bit hard.
Having skulls and everything,
also some of
live
our,
animals.
you know, everyday customers might find the smart a bit too much for them.
You're not as enthusiastic as I hoped you were going to be.
I'm like I said, there's 2 of them there that I think definite no.
Yeah, with
absolutely. However, I do love the pastel. I think it's a great idea.
It's kind of very of the moment. It will appeal to old and young. It's very boutique-y.
And it's kind of posh, but not so upmarket that it's scary.
Yeah, I think that was the problem with the smart
We don't want people to think, oh my goodness, I could never afford to walk in there.
Yeah.
And this is kind of friendly, and it draws you in.
So is this your decision? Is this the one?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll be disappointed.
We're scared, I think.
Yeah.
Are you?
But I think it could work.
Look like you're about to cry.
I just don't know. We feel that we can trust you, so I think that's why. For me now, it's the only bit that's settling me. I like it. I think it's a good idea.
I'm biased.
But I'm nervous.
Step over the edge.
It is exactly that, stepping over the edge.
You've become a new heart of the high street.
That's the plan, anyway.
Yeah.
Like it or not.
And it's happening. Yeah. You can see the nerves, can't you?
Really, darling. Yeah. I feel awful. I feel like I'm pushing you down. No, I don't want to go. I have had a great day today. I'm feeling very satisfied. I know I'm leaving the boys slightly shell-shocked, but it is all for the best. I truly believe that Carl's design is going to make this small business stand out on the high street, and that's what they need to do to survive.
It was very bright. I wasn't sure at first. I just saw a pink dog and thought... And if it was anyone else doing it, I would be terrified. But I do trust Carl, and I do trust Alex, and I think it could work well.
It is quite nervous to change completely from where we were to where we're going and change completely the image of the shop and everything. But it's something that we need to do to actually make a change.
Change needs to happen.
It's something that we want, so yes, we have.
Overall, it's more than what we want, it's what we need. Yeah. We need to learn the new skills that we're being taught, because without them we're not going to be here, so yeah.
Well said.
Clearly the boys are nervous. It's a bold look and a big step, as is offering services like grooming. So, to ease their angst, I'm taking them to see how this add-on could quickly add up.
It's a kind of aspirational place to go, and I think they need some aspiration.
The pet spa has been luxuriously pampering pooches in Harrods for the past 3 years. Its new flagship spa has just been opened in Chelsea by owner Stephanie Mahana.
Thank you.
What's your most popular treatment?
Most popular treatment is a full body groom, so that would encompass 2 washes, conditioning baths, blow dry, and lots of spa treatments as well. That's really popular at the moment, such as the anti-aging or blueberry facials, that kind of thing.
I wanted anti-aging. What's in the anti-aging?
So the anti-aging treatment aims to reduce the effect of the environment on the skin and the coat. It's a mineral bath, so a lot of people have that, and also a fresh breath treatment as well. We're just starting a new service which is dog running as opposed to dog walking. So people who are out jogging can actually come and earn money by taking people's dogs for a run round, and they're getting a really good exercise, human and dog at the same time.
With an average spend of around £105 per customer, it's an exclusive retreat for your pet. And the gold membership of £500 a month would scare off most of Seb's Wimbledon High Street customers. But it does prove there's money to be made in this booming industry, if Seb can adapt these ideas to suit his market.
And then just down his leg.
While the boys get to grips with grooming, Stephanie shows it's not just the pets who get the star treatment.
Okay, so we've opened the world's first blow dry bar, where you can come and sit while your dog is blow dried. So you can have a glass of champagne and wait for them.
I love that idea. You've got a lot of products in here, and I'm interested to what extent the salon drives the product sales.
Okay, well, we have a prescription card that we give out, similar to if you go for a facial. Exactly. Yeah. So particularly when the puppy comes in, so we will tell the owner which shampoo they should use, which conditioner or a balm for the paws if they've got dry skin there. So we can prescribe that, and then the customers can buy the appropriate product.
So people come in for the salon and end up buying products?
Yes, they do.
It's great. I'm like that in a minute. I could definitely see myself helping out in the shop and watching the dogs help out, definitely.
You're a successful small business, and they're not so successful small business, but I'm sure you face some of the same challenges.
Of course. We always struggle with cash flow. We struggle to reach, to pay our VAT, staffing issues. It's all the same for a small business that we struggle with here. But those value-added products that we can sell really do make a difference. That does help pay the bills.
That's it, and then we're going to do his blueberry facial. So just hold his head just under here, and we're going to pop it on top. Excellent.
Yeah.
What I really hope that the boys take away from this experience is an enthusiasm for this grooming parlour that I think has been lost in the last period. When business is difficult, it's very hard to think about expanding in any way. Also, I hope that they take away the lesson that a grooming parlour, when they establish it, will drive trade to their shop. And the more people that pass through their shop, the more people will buy products.
It's definitely fun.
I love
looking forward to doing
really
it.
Good. I'm wet and covered in hair, it's brilliant.
A few days later, I'm back at the pet shop to see how the renovations are progressing.
Gosh, white ceiling.
Nice and bright, isn't it?
Gosh, darling, that on its own makes such a difference. And I love the blue.
The redesign will be influenced by the shelf optimization data, allowing Carl McKeever to totally maximize the layout when the shelves start being restocked.
If you took the space that is currently on pest control, books and birds
and put in a high-earning category, such as something like cats or dogs, in fact, you could be earning another £15,000 to £20,000 a year. Just from getting rid of that space and using it properly. And I think also now that I've got you to do this, and you see how easy it is, you should be doing this at least once a year.
Yeah.
A brand new shop with reorganised stock should really encourage the boys, but it will all be in vain if no one gets to hear about it.
What are you planning on doing for your grand opening? You had any thoughts?
No.
No?
No, not yet.
I think we need to make people know, make people very aware that there's been an enormous sea change.
Yeah.
And because we want them to be excited and just from curiosity come in and have a look. I know you're working in the shop, I know you don't have any help, I know all these things, but you're going to somehow have to find an extra couple of hours in the day.
Yeah.
We need more footfall, we need to create a buzz about it.
Seb knows he can't afford to get the relaunch wrong if he is to repay his debts and fulfil his lifelong ambition.
It's a dream that I've had, and I'd feel like a failure if I had to stop and give up. Plus, I'd have to repay everybody and everything. I mean, I would have to make myself even more of a failure and make myself bankrupt to be able to repay these people, or actually not repay these people. I guess if you make yourself bankrupt. So, as long as we can, I'd rather not feel like a failure.
Several long days and a few late nights later, the all-new Creature Company is complete. With its bright kitsch theme, the shop now boasts a friendly and unique personality, in sharp contrast to its corporate, faceless competitors. The window now grabs your attention and draws your eye into the shop. And at the back, the dog grooming parlour is finally fit for purpose.
Morning.
Look what you've done.
It's amazing.
How are you?
It's good.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. What do you think?
It looks really, really good.
It's amazing.
Distinct zones are dedicated to specific animal categories, all clearly and consistently signposted.
We've brought down the height of this middle section, and this is a technique which we call the arena effect. So we start off with the lowest one just here, a higher one behind, higher again, and then the highest one right at the perimeter wall. So it has the effect of actually taking the eye in a very structured way, so as the viewer, you get to see everything in one go.
And thanks to the shelf optimization exercise, the most profitable categories have been enlarged, with the dog section given a real hero space at the front of the store.
Even though it appears that we've taken some fixtures away, actually we've put more fixtures into the store. It will never feel congested. It should always feel that there's nice circulation in the store as well now.
Yeah.
The final touch is the new Creature Company uniforms, which include the phrases the staff created that highlight their personality, passion and knowledge of the animal.
Yeah.
The all-new Creature Company is ready for business, and it's time to shout loud and proud. This is the ideal opportunity to generate more customers and publicity, so I can't help but feel disappointed. A few simple balloons in the window are all the boys have done to get their new offering noticed on the high street.
It's looking great, so just waiting for customers to walk through the doors now.
This is not a well-thought-out marketing campaign. With such a half-hearted relaunch, it's not surprising that the shop is as quiet as a mouse.
We've been over for about an hour and a half now. And it's been still very, very quiet. So we have a beautiful shop. There's nobody walking through the doors just yet. So
As the day progresses, my fears about their lacklustre relaunch prove correct.
We should be taking around £400, £500 just to break even. Taking so far, we can have a look at that. So far we've taken £221, and we're not far from closing.
After all the hard work that's gone into turning Creature Company around, I feel their unexciting promotion is disappointing and a missed opportunity. I expected more with Seb's marketing background. If it's a sign of Seb's business skills going forward, I fear my efforts will be in vain. Like any small business, no matter how good you are, if you don't tell everybody you're there, you'll never get enough customers through the door. Over the next few weeks, Seb's takings don't improve, putting him under increasing pressure.
That's my bills, reminders of bills, saying you owe us money, you need to pay. Outstanding invoices, £1,500, £750, £1,300, £1,070. So yeah, there's quite a bit outstanding still. And Carl doesn't always understand that, to think that we've got loads of money and it's fine, that we can spend things, but obviously we can't.
With so much work put in over the last 3 months, I'm not prepared to let this shop wither on the vine. I've decided that today will leave the Wimbledon shoppers in no doubt about who their friendly local pet shop is.
I was really disappointed to see that their takings hadn't gone up more dramatically. However, I think that they just need to advertise the shop changes better. There's no use just doing a makeover and just hoping that people are going to notice. They need to make a song and dance about what they're doing here, what the changes are, and why people should give them a visit. So, we're going to divide and conquer. Seb and I will hit the town centre and hopefully drive customers to the shop. Anyone with pets you know, let them know.
I will do. I'll take some leaflets off here.
As well as showing off Seb's products to passers-by, we're giving out discount vouchers to try to convince anyone with a pet to visit the new shop. You don't have a pet, do you?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Boxer.
There you go. Do you know about Creature Company?
No.
It's the local pet shop. It's just down the road, and today only they're giving 25% off any purchases. Now the boys have a well-presented shop and stock, I think they're ready to diversify and get the groom room making money. So we've set up a pop-up groom parlour with a mobile groomer to demo what the shop will be able to offer. This is absolutely key to the prospects of the business. We've got to make sure that this idea of diversification actually takes off. So today we want to make sure that we try and actually get some bookings in for the grooming.
For booking an appointment? Yeah, we can go down there now and can book it up.
I haven't got the dog with me, but I'll ring. Have you got your number on here?
I know there's no number on it.
No, can you write your number?
Yeah, doesn't anybody's got a pen?
If you like what she says, maybe you'll come in and book. Because
Oh,
if you
yeah,
book
yeah, I know.
today, you've got 20...
So you want to...
It's not often I get a man's number, you know.
Should ask more often, you never know.
Yeah.
While Seb and I drum up new business on the high street, Carl is manning the shop, along with 2 new staff that Seb has hired just in time for what we all hope and pray is going to be their busiest day ever.
I'm quite nervous. You know, we've put so much effort into this place in the last few months, and a lot has changed, and today's the day where we see if it's worked and see what outcome we get.
What will the pet owners who disapproved of the shop 3 months ago think of the new look?
Oh, thank you very much.
It's so different. Yeah.
It's been a long process.
No, it looks fantastic. It's enormous. I can't believe it's the same shop, because it looks twice the size. It's light, it's airy, it's not cluttered, it's brilliant.
I'm going to buy some of the dog stuff and some of the cat stuff and some of the rabbit stuff and some of the fish stuff, so I'll be here some time. Yeah, no, it's amazing. I'm really impressed.
We need more shops like this in Wimbledon town centre. You know, it's a much more personal experience. You know, we have the big superstores for pets, which, you know, they do a good job, but it's not such a fun sort of shopping experience, and there's not that personal touch.
Cheers.
Anybody's got any pets? Anybody cats, any dogs? Free goodie bags. Anybody have for pets? You got a cat?
Back at the plaza, Seb is really rising to the challenge, and he's finally beginning to show some of those confident leadership skills that have been missing.
Dog, cat, parrots, guinea pigs, chinchillas, hamsters, snakes.
There was a definite change of tone today, I felt, in Sebastien. He seemed very solid and determined, and Carl had kind of calmed down a bit. All in all, they've definitely grasped the nettle, and they have set off down a more professional path. And the results are being noticed back at the shop.
Your booking's going to be on Monday, the 2nd of June at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's for a full groom?
Yes.
I'm sure I will bring my dog here for grooming. You don't always want to get in the car and go to the bigger stores, so it's very convenient.
She can be being groomed while I'm doing my shopping in shops in Wimbledon town, and then come back and pick her up.
At the end of the day, the boys have taken 25% more than their daily target, and they've taken 5 bookings for the groom room. With the word beginning to spread, I hope this will be the start of new growth for the Creature Company.
We're on the right path, but this is not a silver bullet solution.
Yeah.
What you have to go on doing is promoting.
Yeah.
I really believe that. I do think we have the right strategy. They've got a lovely shop, they've got lovely products. We have to just give it time to work. Fingers crossed.
3 months ago, I arrived to find a drab and poorly laid out shop that was losing its fight against the growing competition on the high street and out-of-town retail parks. Now, the newly organised shop has a distinctive personality that shouts proudly of its independent status and knowledgeable, friendly staff. And its diversification into grooming is beginning to take off.
Today we've got Toby, Rita and 3 others coming in, and they're all having full grooms today.
Following our big launch, Seb now has a resident pet groomer and has continued to market the service with impressive results.
We went down the road of the online discount vouchers. We sold about 75, and so far we've redeemed about 50% of them. And some of them have started coming back, and we're hoping all of them will come back. And then we're slowly building the clientele.
Carl has been made a director of the company, ending the confusion and disruption his ad hoc involvement had been creating.
Carl didn't have a specific role, so it was a bit of a problem, but now it's more established and the staff know, Carl knows, I know, we all know what we're supposed to do.
But ultimately, it's still very much Seb's company, and the boys are finally finding a more productive balance of power.
It's true that maybe I was a bit too lenient, but I've taken a lot more control than I used to. I enjoy being in charge, and especially when it's your own business, it's good to have your vision come to fruition.
It's not always easy for me to step back, especially when I have something that I really want to say or really want to do. But like Sebastien said, I'm not always right, and sometimes he does know better.
The high street is always going to be a tough place to survive for any small business. But the potential for success is as strong there now as it's ever been, and Creature Company has its best ever chance of reaping the rewards.
We've got a good core product now. You know, we've got new services that we've started. We've got a new range of products. We've got a fantastic team. Why wouldn't it improve?
Now we've got a great shop. Hopefully the word will get out and then we'll get busier and busier. All I want is for us to be there for many years to come.